helping these women and children. Recently, at a congressional meeting, there were shots fired. I opened up, where President Trump was speaking and attended.
Yeah.
The men there, they were running with security, and the wives were following behind, specifically Robert Kennedy Jr.
Shout out my boy RFK.
Well,
I just met with him last week in Nashville.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
Well, I always say that, I've been concerned over the last few years because there's been a concerted effort to target the white Christian male population in this country. I've noticed that. And if you study history, white people, especially white males, have proven to be the most prolific group of killers on this planet. They've got that mastered. They're able to work together almost like a hive mind. They're able to organize a lot better than everybody else. And when you pick on this group, there seems to be cataclysmic repercussions from this. So as I watch this, what have we been watching take place? Us as black males, if we're gonna do something like that, we wait outside to catch you. That dude was mixed. They don't care. They crashing out, man. They running past. They don't care because, we're talking about a group that only has 7,000-year-old DNA. 7,000 years ago, they showed up in Scandinavia. The alleles in their pigment. Before that, there was no white-skinned humans on the planet. Have you ever seen a village with white-skinned people?
Nope.
Have you ever seen an uncontacted tribe of white-skinned people?
Nope.
And that ain't suspicious to you?
You got a point.
They DNA, you Google this, right? You got ChatGPT?
I do.
Ask, how old is the white human DNA?
How old is the white human DNA? So where do you think they came from?
We're going to touch on that because you my boy, and we working a long time for this, so I got to make sure I give you something to go crazy. Because every time you see me, I'm surrounded by gangsters, bro. You feel me? Because we have one thing in common, the cause. And what do white people always have in common? They align themselves so well when it comes to the cause. They don't have tribalism. We have tribalism. That's why you don't see a bunch of white gangs. With us, Nigeria was a country with almost 70 different states and tribes. In Kenya, there are 47 different tribes, all with their own lineage and history. White people don't have that. There are only 4 white homelands on the earth. The main one is where? Ireland. The Barbary slave trade took place long before the transatlantic and long after. All white people. So they mastered slavery because they were the most enslaved people on the planet. We don't talk about this. Here in this country, we expound on the fact that the transatlantic slave trade took place. How did those slaves get here? They went to Africa and negotiated for already prisoners of war to bring them here. Black people in Africa had already enslaved their own due to tribalism. White people don't have tribalism. And that ain't suspicious to nobody. The white, what did it say? The white human DNA go back how far?
It says 6,000.
So before 6,000 years ago on this planet, there were no white people.
Where did they come from? Let me know. Well, yeah, let me.
When they showed up in Scandinavia, those were the Vikings, right? Who did Hitler say, what did Hitler say was the perfect human? Tall, white, blonde hair, blue eyes. Germans don't even look like that.
Not at all.
What did David Grush say at the last congressional hearing, UFO whistleblower? He said the tall white Nordics are a few centuries ahead of us.
The tall white Nordics.
That's what he said. The black human's DNA goes back 2 million years. When I was in Africa, I was in Nigeria, the Igbo, they have literature from the time of Adam.
The Igbo.
The Igbo tribe, they said they were here during the time of Adam. It's not suspicious that in the Caucasus Mountain areas, there are no gold mines, no diamond mines. What do they prioritize? Furs, leathers, boats, and ships. You know, white dudes buy big yachts. We wear diamonds. Our people been wearing diamonds and gold chains for 8,000 years.
That's right.
What do? They show up here. It seems like wherever they came from was low resources. When I was living in Africa for this time, when we were communicating, the sense of urgency for those people is not there. They live off the land, everything is natural. Why is it the white human, as soon as they get here, they colonizing everything? Because obviously where they came from, there was scarce resources.
And they were in caves, right?
Of course. Black people do not have Neanderthal DNA. They do.
You got a point. So what do you
We
think?
have gangs because of tribalism. White people don't have gangs like that. They got the bikers, they got the Aryans, but it's all about bloodlines for them. The black male, we reproduce wherever we get the chance. Them, they don't.
You got a point.
For sure.
So where do you think they came from?
100,000 years ago, something did happen. We were able to outcompete Denisovan, Cro-Magnon man, a lot of different species that were superior to us. And then they showed up. In the Bible, they talk about the time of the Tower of Babel, when humans built towers to reach the heavens. Issue is, in the Bible, it says that once the watchers seen what humans were capable of, God gave us all different languages so we couldn't communicate and work together. This is why I'm critical of the Christian Bible, because in the Bible it says that for I am a jealous God. Worship us and we shall do your do your bidding. Psalm 89 speaks that humans were fearfully made. That ain't strange? Psalm 82 says what? God reigns on a divine council of other gods. You cannot monetize a religion if they preach other gods. But in the Christian Bible, it says God reigns on a council of other gods. So these other gods would have a say-so what happens on this planet. And they probably seeded the whole place. And that's why we have so much confusion now. Because they don't want you to know that the gods can die. And every time humans rebel, they reset us.